Hi there, I'm Chris Smith.
And I'm Ree Morgan.
And we're here in not so sunny Barcelona for the 2010 Mobile World Congress.
Yes, and there's been a whole host of new news today from companies such as Microsoft, Nokia, Sony Ericsson, Motorola and Samsung. But the big news of today is Windows 7 series. Yes, launched today by Steve Ballmer. It's not a phone, it is an operating system. But it does have a few hot treats for us. You're going to get access to Xbox Live as well as a Zune media player on the system. You also got something they're calling hubs. So you're going to have a video hub, making it easy to access your videos, a people hub, making it easy for you to access your contacts, and that's going to have live feeds from your social networks, your emails and your MMS.
That sounds absolutely amazing.
I know, they didn't have any phones there, but hopefully we're going to get our hands on them. But they are going to bring out phones with Samsung, Sony Ericsson, HTC and LG, hopefully sometimes this year.
I think we've got a third player in the market, haven't we? iPhone, Android,
yeah.
Windows, finally.
I know, I'm excited about it. Steve Ballmer was definitely excited about it.
Well, speaking of Android, I started my day at the Motorola stand where they launched another new Android phone. Let's take a look at it. This one's called the Quench, and it kind of sits along phones like the Dext and the Backflip that we saw at CES 2010, except this one is a full touchscreen with no QWERTY keyboard. So what makes this different to some of the other Android Motorola phones that we've seen so far? Well, of course it's got no QWERTY keyboard, but also the standout feature is perhaps this really cool little messaging app called Swipe. So I've never seen this on any handsets before. It's made by a third-party company and apparently could be coming to some others, but this is the first. So if I open text messaging here, and a new text there. So if I just head into the field there and try typing, usually I'd be dotting around my finger everywhere, but by using this I can type in words like this. That works fine, just by swiping my finger from one letter to the next.
They're really pulling out the big guns, aren't they, really?
They are.
You love your Motorola now.
Android has single-handedly saved Motorola, and the Quench, as they're calling it, is it looks like another winner. So what was next, Ree?
It's a comeback kid. Next, I went over to the Samsung stand where I checked out an announcement they did yesterday. Is the first BARDA running phone. It is the Samsung Wave. This is the Samsung Wave, and it's the first to run on the open source platform created by Samsung themselves, BARDA. It comes with a 3.3-inch Super AMOLED screen, as well as joining the social circuit with the Moto Blur-esque social hub. It's going to be available in April 2010 on all networks in the UK. This is the Samsung Wave.
So, Ree, do you reckon you'd splash out on the Wave?
I reckon I will splash out on the Wave. We're going to dive deeper into the Wave with a full hands-on later this week.
Well, we'll let you know if the tide comes in on that handset. But Nokia and Intel also had an announcement today away from hardware, and it was the Amigo operating system, which could end up replacing the operating system MIMO that we saw on phones like the Nokia N900. Now, it's an interesting announcement. It could transcend mobile phones to tablets, PCs and netbooks as well, so we'll definitely be keeping an eye on that one. But Ree, back to hardware. You went to Sony Ericsson next.
Yes, I did go to Sony Ericsson. We actually got my hands on the Sony Ericsson Xperia X10, their first Android running phone, but they also had another two surprises, which was the Sony Ericsson Xperia X10 Mini and the Sony Ericsson Xperia X10 Mini Pro. I'm here at the Sony Ericsson stand. We've stumbled across three brand new handsets. One we've already heard of, which is this, the Sony Ericsson Xperia X10. It's the company's first to run on Android, and their lacquer plate includes this timescape, which looks very similar to the likes of the Motorola Moto Blur. And also there's the Mediascapes, which draw in all your media and also lets you look up on the internet information on artists and songs you've got stored on the handset. But not content with launching that alone, they're also bringing out these two little mini-me's, which are the Sony Ericsson Xperia Mini and the Sony Ericsson Xperia X10 Mini Pro. No word on when either of these will arrive in the UK, but in the meantime, these are the X10s.
So it's good to see Sony Ericsson covering all the bases there.
Every single base thought of.
Yep.
Every single person is going to want a Sony Ericsson, according to them.
They've got it sorted, haven't they? Well, someone who hasn't got it sorted yet, but they may have very soon, is the Israeli manufacturer ELS, who showed us their first ELS phone today. Now, this is the most famous thing to come out of Israel since Dana International stormed to Eurovision glory many, many years ago. It's an upstart phone with a brand new operating system built from the ground up. Can it challenge the iPhone and Android? Let's take a look. Well, it's got a 3.5-inch capacitive touchscreen, and they want you to use this completely with your thumb. No fingers allowed here. So you can see this splay interface that they have here. If I open this, open the phone, and then go into my contacts, I can start dialing people from there only using my thumb. It's got a 5-megapixel camera. It's also got GPS built in as well, a music player and a music store. And on first impressions, the interface is very nice indeed. We'll be keeping our eye on this one when we get a full model in the UK. This is the First Else.
I think First Else definitely gets an A for effort at least. But that's it from us for the first day. Tomorrow we'll be bringing you news from HTC, BlackBerry and LG.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what HTC brings to the table tomorrow. And we're going to be chasing some more Windows Phone 7 series news as well. So join us tomorrow from Barcelona for all the latest from the Mobile World Congress.